Hi guys. Today we have a little sit and chat. I'm going to go through your unpopular opinions. We're going to get into this. So obviously I'm not driving. We're just going to start from the top and work our way down. So, first one, and I'm not going to be sharing the subscriber's name or anything like that. I already deleted the poll, so it's not that serious, but either way. First one, buffets are germ heaven. Amen. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't understand. And here's my whole thing. I've never understood the hype about buffets, if I'm being honest. I've been to a few, so I know what they are. But I remember like years ago, the whole thing with going to Vegas was like, you got to go to Vegas and do the buffets. The buffets are amazing. Buffets this, buffets that. And maybe I don't appreciate buffets because I've never been like a go back for second and thirds kind of person. Usually my main course satisfies me, and I'm also the person that always takes home leftovers from the restaurant. So I never felt like I would get my money's worth out of a buffet, first. And second, I didn't like the idea of this kind of unmanned area of people digging out their own food, and you just don't know. Yes, I agree, and especially in a post-pandemic kind of world, and yes, we're still dealing with it, but y'all know what I'm talking about, like versus like the past 2 years versus now. I think it's a little bit better. But yeah, buffets just not my thing, never been my thing. I don't get my money's worth out of it. And yes, germ heaven, couldn't agree more. Next, sending kids to school with medicine to reduce fever when sick kids need to stay home. Absolutely. And I do want to recognize that I do understand that some parents don't have resources to call grandma and grandpa or a babysitter to have their kid be able to stay at home. But in all fairness, that's also part of being a parent. So part of being a parent is, staying home with your kid half a day so that someone can watch them for the second half of the day. Like sending sick kids to school. That's why I remember, when I was still in school, one kid got sick and came to school, and like the whole class was sick. So, obviously like kids are touching stuff and they're not properly washing their hands every time they need to, and all of this kind of stuff. So I understand that part of it is a resource thing, but then the other half of it is like, that you have kids, so it's not like a complete surprise. I also know that finding proper childcare can be a hurdle, but I'm a little bit in the middle because I also don't like to see other kids getting sick just because, one sick kid came to school, the whole class is out. And this unpopular opinion is obviously a joke, but it says Brittany Dawn is so underrated. I'm not sure why she gets so much hate. Obviously a joke. This person said, oh boy. First one that came to my mind. There is such a thing as gentle parenting gone too far. Consequences and discipline are necessary. For context, having respect and listening to your child and responding with a level and checked voice and energy are amazing. Versus when my kid is hitting me in a store, or I find out hitting other kids relentlessly. The judging that parents get for instilling consequence on their children from other adults, daycare workers, etc. A daycare teacher tried to say I took Christmas from my child. Absolutely not. He was grounded from his TV from hitting a daycare. He had Christmas. Like, when is enough enough? I understand this for sure. I think gentle parenting has really taken off since social media became a thing too, because it's kind of like parents can find other parents that are doing the same things, and it validates them. It kind of like approves the approach that they've been taking with their kids by not disciplining and, speaking in this super soft tone that isn't going to resonate with a child that needs to listen constantly. Instilling fear and instilling respect in your children are two completely different things. When I was growing up with my dad, he was very strict, but I never feared him. I was never scared to go home. I was never afraid of what he might do if he found out that I got a bad grade on a test, or if, whatever other stuff. Like, as I got older, obviously it changed a little bit. But I respected him as my father. And I think because of the relationship that I have with my dad, I see this like ultra gentle parenting. And it does make me curious about what are these kids going to be like when they get older? How are they going to react? I talk about it a lot with Alicia Doherty too, when it comes to just giving your kids everything that they want as far as materialistic stuff goes. That might temporarily appease your child, but let's be honest, if you buy them this toy set that they want, how long is that toy set really going to entertain your kid? What, it's going to entertain them for the first 30 minutes that they get home? And then it's going to be on to the next thing. I just think the gentle parenting thing is something that has been popularized on social media a little bit, only because of like-minded people kind of banding together and validating what the other one is doing. But yeah, like there's such a way to not be a gentle parent, but also not make your kids fear you. And that's kind of the balance of trying to make sure that your child respects you. So you're right there in the middle, if that makes sense. Next one, my unpopular opinion is that I hate summer. Not all aspects of it, but I hate being hot and sweaty. The sun gives me headaches, and I despise going to the beach. There, I said it, LOL. I love summer. So I'm someone who thrives in sunshine and warmth. I always have. I've always been a summer person. Since the, age that I can remember, I was the kid that always got really excited when we were going to the swimming pool during like summer. I did summer sack a couple years, like summer program, whatever you want to call it. And I would always be the one that was super excited to go to the pool. Like, that was my favorite day. I've always loved going to the beach. I don't go to the beach as often as an adult, but I have really fond memories of going to the beach as a kid. So yeah, I love summer. As soon as it's above 75 degrees outside, I am in such a good mood. Summer, warmth, I can take the heat, I can take humidity, I'm good. But I also understand that there's a lot of people on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, and it's all good. Okay, next is, I love the spirit of Christmas, the joy it brings around the holidays, but recognize the importance of the first Christmas. I can't support a lie to support Santa, and will tell the truth of Jesus to my children. God bless. That's obviously a personal decision. I don't really care too much about Christmas as an adult, if I'm being really honest. I think it's over commercialized. It's come down to how much can you spend on gifts. It's trying to outdo yourself from what you did last year. It's, kids having a Christmas list that's 1.5 miles long. I think it all comes down to money, commercials, advertising, greed, and once in a while you might get someone, doing a little bit of charity work, but it's only because it's around Christmas and that's what makes them feel okay with themselves. I just don't care for Christmas as an adult. I have really good memories of Christmas as a child, but as an adult, I could honestly take it or leave it. All right, next is, mothers are held to a higher standard than fathers when it comes to caring for children. Men get praise for doing the basics, and women get dragged for daring to have a night out occasionally. The family vloggers that you call out on this channel, though, are problematic at AF. That's not what I'm getting at here. I'm talking about all my fellow mothers out there who just can't win. I agree with this. I've been seeing this for ages, long before I was ever on social media. It's like, dad will take their kids to play soccer and go out for ice cream, and they're the coolest dad, the best dad, blah blah blah. But the mom is at home with the kids 7 days a week trying to manage everything, and that's just kind of like, quote, her role. I've always thought that it was unfair. I think it's ridiculous. I think that parents that are fulfilling and exceeding their roles as parents should receive the utmost respect, care, dignity, attention, all of the positive things. Whether it's a mom or a dad or both, or if it's a grandparent that has had to step into that role as raising kids, no matter who it is, that person should get the most respect, period. Okay, next is, I am absolutely content that I don't have dozens of friends. The handful that I have are perfect for me. I don't enjoy wine tastings, posting everything I do on social media, or really leaving my house. And I'm not a Swiftie or a Disney adult. I agree with all of those. As I've gotten older, I have learned to appreciate having a few close friends. There was one point in time when, this is ages ago, but going out 4 to 5 nights a week, I knew a lot of people. I was surrounded by people all of the time. Once I removed myself from that lifestyle, I did not talk to any of those people. They didn't care where I was, what I was doing, if I was living or dead, what kind of state my mental health was in. They didn't care about any of it. The few friends that I have around me now have showed more love than what I could ever ask for, and it's only a few of them. And I'm good with that. I'm cool. And yes, I agree with the other things as well. The next one, natural looking spray tan is an oxymoron. I agree with that. The thing I hate about spray tans is that when they start to fade, you kind of look like I don't know, it just looks all spotty and weird. I can't stand it. Next is Happy New Year. Mine is that our entire educational system needs a complete overhaul and duplicate some of Sweden's methods. I'm American, by the way. I feel like since COVID, teachers and the U.S. education system is completely different. I see teachers over on TikTok all the time saying that they're quitting teaching. I see teachers over there crying because they just can't take the stress of the job. There are, children that are unhappy going to school because the teachers are unhappy. There are real safety risks sending your kids to school anymore. I don't like when parents homeschool for self-serving reasons, but I can understand parents wanting to homeschool because of the state that some of our schools are in. Next is, I despise DCP putting out a petition for Doherty Dozen to not vlog on Christmas Day. They put an hour vlog today from filming Christmas. You can't tell someone like, oh, don't film on this day and here's a petition. Like, here's my thing. Petitions are meant for more serious things than not wanting one certain family to not vlog their Christmas Day. And on top of it, if any family vlogger is going to listen to anything that commentary channels have to say, it's going to be a commentary channel that discusses them with a little bit of grace and a little bit of dignity, even if they disagree with every single thing that the family vlogger is doing. Am I surprised though? No. Next is I don't like Starbucks or Chick-fil-A. Can't stand Chick-fil-A, not a fan. I do like their Chick-fil-A sauce, but aside from that, I could take it or leave it. Starbucks, middle of the road. I like some of their holiday drinks, but they also haven't had the gingerbread latte in like 5 years, and that was my favorite. So yeah, sure, once in a while I'll go by Starbucks, but I could really go without it. And this is an unpopular opinion. It's actually should be a popular one. Any children on channels that are under the age of 13 should not be able to be monetized, and also referring to Instagram accounts where it's quote run by mom or run by parents. That's just a workaround. They're working around it so that they can still put their kid out there. I do agree. I think that there needs to be some major changes and a major overhaul done to social media as well. Like going back to the US school systems thing, that also needs to be done on social media. Because these social media dangers, red flags, exploitation, oversharing is becoming such a big problem that if there's not something changed soon, it's going to just become the biggest mess that we've ever seen on the internet. And the problem with that is that there are kids in the middle of it. The kids are the ones that are caught in the crossfire of this dangerous content that is put out by their parents. That's always what it comes back to. And here's another one that kind of echoes the same thing. It says YouTube should ban all images and personal information of all minors from their site, no exceptions. You know, it's self-explanatory. This isn't even an unpopular opinion. Kids should be protected, period. The next one said, I used to think that you were pretty mean, especially to Ari, but slowly I became a fan and I think that you're actually pretty cool. Here's the whole thing with All In with Ari. She's left the internet. I don't really have anything else to say about it. I did not want her to leave the internet and never come back. I just wanted her to be a little bit transparent with what people uncovered. Explain it from your side. Tell people your, not your truth, the truth, like I've said before, and then keep it moving. I never said, oh, she shouldn't be on here, go to hell. Like, that was never the goal. It was just that you were exposed as an alleged child abuser. These are the court documents that are, attested to by witnesses. Talk about it and move on. Because by you avoiding it and continuing to grift, that's a big problem. It's easy to figure out. Next, I'm not a fan of Drake's music or the Kardashians. Girl, that's not even an unpopular opinion. I'm right there with you. And same with the next, Taylor Swift. I don't get it. I don't get it either. There are a couple of her songs that I like. I'm not obsessed. I've never bought any of her music. Don't plan to unless something really different comes out in the future. But meh, I don't care, really. Okay, this is a little bit of a long one, but it says, I hate the over-acceptance of grunge goth alternative that is going on. And probably because I hate how so many people pick an aesthetic for the majority of the world. It's only because it's one of the handful of mainstream BS that go around every decade. I only respect people who are truly in the genres. It's a way of life, not a popularity thing. If you follow trends, you're lame and cringy. LOL, hate me, I don't care. And Hot Topic always sucked. I never liked Hot Topic. It was never my thing. I would go there to buy body jewelry, and that was about it. But society is full of copycats. That's all that society is. It's copying the outfit that you see someone else wear. It's copying the language that someone uses, copying someone's hairstyle. All that a lot of society is is copying somebody. You saw something that you thought was cool, so you're going to copy it. I don't know. Originality is kind of tough to come by, unfortunately. And I agree. And I see this also with the 2000s aesthetic, trying to bring back like 2000s fashion and stuff. And I look at half of it and I'm like, it doesn't even look good. Why is this being popularized? But again, that's my personal opinion. Okay, next. That many, but not all Americans are extremely insular and unwilling to listen to different perspectives on polarizing issues from other countries who are doing things better. Countries who have accepted that sometimes change in a culture is a positive move. In my opinion, this is the fault of your media and education system. I agree. And I think that goes for everything. People have problems hearing other perspectives. This is why commentary channels, especially I can speak for myself, people don't like to hear other perspectives. And if you're not ABC, then you're not allowed to have an opinion on ABC. And if you're not, if you're not this age, then you're not allowed to have an opinion on this topic. It's all very ignorant. It's small-minded. It's a way to cheaply shut down someone's perspective. And I always say, as long as the opinions are being shared in a constructive, mature manner, no reason why people can't have their opinions. Someone said, I hate bananas, come at me. I'm kind of middle of the road with that. The next one is, it's inherently selfish to say no to adopting children and instead get pregnant yourself. There are millions of children whose lives would be changed dramatically by being adopted, whereas getting pregnant yourself. It contributes to overpopulation and just screams, I want a baby that looks like me. It's ridiculous. I can definitely see that stance. I've never been in the, direct seat of saying, I want to be pregnant. I don't want to adopt. So I don't know what kind of mindset someone would be in, but I can also see this point of view as well. It's like, oh, well, I want to carry on the family. What is it called? Like the bloodline or the genetics or something like that. It's so funny because people act like they are actually royal. Y'all realize we're all going to die, right? And I know that might be a negative stance to have, but like, we're all just normal people living our lives. It's the self-importance for me. It makes me laugh every time. Next, I don't want to comment on my unpopular opinions because I know it's rude to some people. I just have my core beliefs. My main thing is to love God and love people. A lot of people you leave commentary on are morally corrupt, and all that we can do is call them out. Happy New Year. They're fair game. If you don't want it on the internet, if you don't want commentary about it, keep it off the internet. It's pretty simple. Next, this should not be an unpopular opinion. I believe in science. I do too. I believe in things that I see with my own two eyes. The evidence is out there. I like fact-based evidence. I like proof. I like people that are smarter than me showing me evidence. I'm here for it. Next one is, I hate swimming and I hate being wet. I hate ranch, mayo, sour cream, and anything that looks like those things. I think a lot of people probably feel the same way. I love swimming. I love, I don't like being wet and staying wet. If I don't have a way to dry off when I'm ready to be dry. But yeah, I love swimming. So this unpopular opinion is about Kate Gosselin of John and Kate Plus 8. I want to make this its own video because I think it's a really interesting conversation. So I did want to address it here, or at least acknowledge it, but I'm going to make it its own video, so stay tuned for that. Someone said, a pineapple does belong on pizza sometimes. Only certain places can make it where it tastes right, though. I can see that. I'm not a pineapple on pizza kind of person, but I'm sure that there are some people that can make it not taste like just a regular old pineapple on pizza. Someone else said Starbucks and Chick-fil-A are overrated. Coffee is nasty. Minors should not be exposed or shown on social media. Children deserve privacy. There should be laws about family vloggers. Children should only be vlogged for a certain amount of time. Veganism has gone too far. Parents should not be able to pocket the money made off the backs of children. Those should not be unpopular. I agree. I can do a latte once in a while, but aside from that, those are spot on. I think all of my opinions are unpopular ones. In my opinion, pumpkin spice is the worst flavor ever created. The smell of cooking bacon is nauseating. I don't like Twilight, Harry Potter, the book or the movie. Baseball is boring. Hockey is entertaining. I will say, pumpkin spice, not here for it. I think that it tastes like a candle. But when I cook bacon in my house, I love it. I am a bacon lover. Like, I love bacon. And I also have a dog that loves bacon. So we have bacon in rotation. Bacon is cooked in our house semi-regularly, not once a week, but I would say at least a couple times a month. Someone said Nikki Philippi is a good singer, just not a good dog owner. I've actually not listened to her music. I think I heard one clip. I'll have to look at her YouTube channel again. Anyway. Next, I hate the word y'all and bro. I don't think I say bro very often. I am guilty of saying y'all sometimes. But then sometimes I just don't feel like saying you guys. So, I don't know. Next is Disney adults are weird. Totally agree. Coconut anything is disgusting. I like some coconut stuff. It kind of depends. It's a case-by-case basis for me. Parents who involve their kids in everything, those are helicopter parents. I guess those could be looked at as a version of a helicopter parent. I always kind of thought helicopter parents were the parents who were like overly involved in their kid's life, but maybe I'm wrong. Next is Bernie Dawn's makeup is absolutely horrendous. Her foundation and lips are far too light, and the thick black lashes distracts and contrasts far too heavily. She looks better without makeup on. If she's going to wear makeup, I recommend she go for more of a natural look. I've said this for a while. I think that less is more with her, and I think that it would serve her well to have a little bit of a lighter hand, but that's just my opinion. Someone said, I don't really like shows like Friends or Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's so bad. You guys, I've been saying from very early on my channel, I can't stand the show Friends. I felt like it was overrated and Seinfeld is way better. And there were people that literally got mad at me for saying that I didn't like Friends. I think it's boring. I don't think it's funny, and that's my opinion. Peanut butter and jelly is disgusting. I like a good PB&J, but I only like strawberry jelly. And I prefer strawberry preserves over jelly. Christmas can be magical without Santa. I agree. That goes back to the whole commercialism thing. Next is Bruce Springsteen is garbage. I really haven't listened to a ton of his music. Never really been my thing, but yeah. Someone else said that they deleted all of their social media and it's been an amazing decision for them. I can see that being a good decision. I remember like 12 years ago when I got rid of my Facebook, I felt so liberated. And to be honest, if it wasn't for YouTube and what I'm doing with this, I probably wouldn't have social media. Next, Avatar 2 is a ridiculous, long, and boring movie. I haven't seen it, but I don't care about Avatar. It's never been my thing, so yeah. And the last one is Harry Potter films are awful, and that goes in with Avatar also. I don't like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Avatar. I don't even watch like the Marvel movies or anything like that. It's just never grabbed my interest, and I guess that's a personal thing. So either way, those are the unpopular opinions, aside from that one that I'm going to save for its own video. So that will be coming. But yeah, if you guys want to expand on any, drop them in this comment section. Talk with each other. This is going to be a 2-car video day. I try to not have those super often, but that's just the way that it goes sometimes. So either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.